When a man wants you badly, it's rarely something he'll announce outright. Instead, he shows his intentions through actions, subtle behaviors, and unspoken gestures. These signs aren't always obvious, but they speak volumes about how he feels and what he's holding back. If you've been wondering whether his actions mean he's deeply into you, then you're about to learn the truth. In this video, I'll share 10 unspoken things men do when they can't get you off their mind. These insights will help you spot his hidden feelings and know whether he wants you more than he's letting on. 1. He creates opportunities to be close to you. When a man wants you, he'll always find excuses to be in your space. This isn't about casual encounters. It's about orchestrated moments that seem coincidental but are deliberate. Whether it's showing up where you'll be or lingering longer in conversations, he's subtly trying to be part of your day. Proximity is his way of creating opportunities to connect, even if he doesn't know what to say or do once he's there. Psychologically, this behavior stems from his desire to establish familiarity and comfort. The more time he spends near you, the easier it becomes for him to feel like a natural part of your life. He's likely testing the waters, hoping his presence will spark something between you. This subconscious strategy allows him to communicate his interest without making things awkward or risking rejection. Pay attention to how often he seems to just happen to be where you are. Does he show up at the same events or suddenly become interested in activities you enjoy? These are his silent ways of making himself more visible in your life, a clear indication that he's not just passing through, he's staying for a reason. 2. He goes out of his way to make you smile. A man who wants you badly will make it his mission to see you happy. From cracking jokes to sharing little things he knows you'll enjoy, his focus will always be on brightening your day. This isn't about being a people pleaser. It's about wanting to associate himself with your joy. If you find that he's always the one bringing laughter or light moments into your interactions, it's a sign he's emotionally invested. This behavior is rooted in the psychological reward he gets when you respond positively to his efforts. Seeing you smile releases dopamine for him, reinforcing his desire to keep making you happy. It's a feedback loop of mutual enjoyment that builds an emotional connection without either of you having to say a word. More importantly, his actions reflect his understanding that relationships are built on positive experiences. By focusing on your happiness, he's showing that he values you and wants to be someone you look forward to being around. This consistent effort is one of the clearest indicators that he wants more than just casual interaction. 3. He watches you intently when you speak. When a man is genuinely into you, his attention becomes laser-focused whenever you talk. He isn't just listening, he's absorbing every word, every detail, and every nuance of what you're sharing. His intense focus is his way of letting you know that you matter to him. Even if he's naturally reserved or quiet, his eyes will tell you everything about how much he values what you have to say. Psychologically, this behavior is tied to the concept of active listening. By paying full attention, he's showing respect and admiration, two key elements of attraction. He's not looking for an opportunity to interrupt or talk about himself. He genuinely wants to understand you better. This level of engagement reveals his deeper interest in connecting on an emotional level. You might notice him nodding, smiling at the right moments, or asking follow-up questions that prove he's been listening closely. These subtle actions reflect his desire to make you feel heard and appreciated, a silent yet powerful way of expressing how much he values you. 4. He protects you in subtle ways. Men who are deeply interested often show it through protective instincts. This doesn't mean he's jumping into dramatic rescues, but rather he's always keeping an eye out for your well-being. From walking you home to noticing if you're uncomfortable in a situation, his actions demonstrate that he cares about your safety and comfort. This behavior is rooted in biology. Men are naturally wired to protect those they care about, and this instinct becomes heightened when they're emotionally invested. It's his unspoken way of showing that he wants to be someone you can rely on, even without being asked. Whether it's something small like lending you his jacket or something bigger like standing up for you, his protective actions reveal his true feelings. 5. He remembers the smallest details about you. When a man can recall the little things you've mentioned in passing, it's a strong sign that he's paying attention because he cares. Whether it's your favorite drink, a story about your childhood, or an upcoming event you casually mentioned, his ability to remember shows that you're always on his mind. Psychologically, this is tied to how deeply he's invested in the connection. Remembering details requires effort, and people only put effort into things they value. By holding on to these pieces of information, he's showing that he sees you as someone special, not just another acquaintance. Over time, these small acts of remembering build trust and intimacy. They're his way of saying, "I see you and I value what makes you unique." It's one of the clearest indicators that he's thinking about you even when you're not around, a sure sign that his feelings run deep. 6. He prioritizes you over other commitments. When a man truly wants you, you'll notice how he starts rearranging his life to make space for you. This doesn't mean he's dropping all his obligations, but you'll see him adjusting his schedule, skipping events, or even sacrificing time he would have spent on hobbies or with friends just to be there for you. It's not about being overbearing, but about subtly demonstrating that you're a key part of his priorities. This behavior reflects the psychological principle of investment. When someone prioritizes you, it's because they see you as worth the time and effort. For men, showing up and being available is a powerful way of expressing feelings without words. He may say things like, "I moved a few things around so I could see you," or "Let me know when you're free and I'll work it out." These aren't just statements. They're a testament to how important you are to him. What's even more telling is that he doesn't expect anything in return. His actions are not transactional, but genuine, driven by his desire to be close to you. It's his way of saying, "You matter more than the other things in my life," without explicitly stating it. When you see him prioritizing you consistently, it's one of the strongest indicators of his deep interest. 7. He gets nervous around you, but tries to hide it. Even the most confident men can become a bit awkward when they have strong feelings for someone. If he stumbles over his words, fidgets with his hands, or seems unsure about what to say, it's a sign that he's feeling the weight of his emotions. However, he'll often try to play it cool to avoid giving too much away, creating an interesting mix of vulnerability and composure. This nervous energy is tied to the brain's response to attraction. When a man is falling hard for someone, his body releases adrenaline, which can lead to these subtle yet noticeable signs of unease. He might avoid prolonged eye contact, laugh nervously, or even overthink simple decisions like where to sit or what to say next. These aren't signs of disinterest. They're proof that you've got him emotionally off balance. What makes this behavior so endearing is that it's unintentional. He's not trying to act nervous. It's his body betraying his feelings. The harder he tries to hide it, the more obvious it becomes, which only reinforces the depth of his attraction to you. If you notice these signs, know that his nervousness is simply his way of saying he wants you more than words can express. 8. He tries to impress you without making it obvious. When a man wants you badly, he'll go out of his way to show his best side, but he'll do it subtly. Whether it's sharing stories about his achievements, casually mentioning his future plans, or even dressing a little sharper when he knows he'll see you, he's putting an effort to make you see him in the best light. This isn't about bragging, it's about wanting to prove his worth without being over the top. From a psychological perspective, this behavior ties into the concept of self-presentation. Men instinctively want to appear competent, reliable, and desirable to someone they're attracted to. By highlighting his strengths and downplaying his weaknesses, he's trying to position himself as the kind of partner you'd want to be with. Even if he's not fully aware of it, this is his subconscious way of saying, "I'm someone you can count on." 9. He finds ways to touch you gently. Physical touch is one of the most powerful ways a man communicates his feelings without words. If he finds excuses to brush against your hand, rest his arm around your chair, or give you playful nudges, it's a clear indication that he's drawn to you. These touches are never invasive, but are subtle and respectful, meant to create a sense of closeness and connection. This behavior is rooted in the psychology of intimacy. Physical touch releases oxytocin, often referred to as the bonding hormone, which deepens emotional connection and fosters trust. For men, initiating light, casual touch is a way to test the waters and gauge your reaction. If you respond positively, it reassures him that the feelings might be mutual, encouraging him to express himself further. These touches are also his way of creating a sense of exclusivity. Whether it's a gentle pat on your shoulder or a playful high five, these moments carry emotional weight. He's using touch not just to convey his feelings, but to establish a bond that words can't fully capture. If you notice this happening often, it's a strong sign that he's trying to communicate his deeper desire for you. 10. He talks about a future that includes you. When a man wants you deeply, his conversations naturally shift to include you in his future plans. This doesn't necessarily mean he's talking about marriage or long-term commitments right away. Instead, he might casually mention things like taking you to a concert next month, going on a trip together, or simply planning for events where he assumes you'll be by his side. These statements may seem casual, but they reflect his desire to keep you in his life. From a psychological standpoint, this is a form of emotional investment. By imagining a future with you, he's signaling that he sees you as more than a passing interest. His mind is already associating you with happiness, stability, and companionship, which is why he's comfortable thinking about and discussing shared plans. These conversations might start small, but they're packed with meaning. If you have made it this far, let us know what you think in the comment section below. For more interesting topics, make sure you watch the recommended video that you see on the screen right now. Thanks for watching.